round and upset Central there. I tell you what, I was very, very disappointed yesterday in the Roosters. I've got to say, Brian, I know it's a big, big win for the Cowboys, but the last two tries in particular, they were nothing kicks, went their way, and the rest is history.
Yeah, but they targeted Sammy Walker and Michael Jennings.
Yeah.
That was just blatant missed tackles. That shouldn't happen, especially on your line.
Finifawaki, one of yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
as soon as he caught it, you just knew this is...
Well, he'd been threatening all day.
Yeah.
And I tell you who had the best game for certainly personally for himself, Jason Taumalolo.
Yes.
He got a bit of a rev up during the week,
Yep.
saying clubs are sort of, he's been given permission apparently to negotiate with that. But I thought he was brilliant. He came on and turned that second half for him.
Yep. Yeah.
Chooks, it was a weird game. Chooks were just like. It seemed
Did you
to
feel
me
like they never looked like losing?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it just seemed to me like, Joey will do it, or Sammy Walker will do something, or Kiri will do something, and then it just sort of never eventuated.
I thought it was a pretty average game. Did you?
Yeah.
The ground was a bit skatey and...
Well, it just wasn't as quick.
No.
You get that with, what was it? 5, 4 on one side, 10. That's 10 Origin players not in the team,
Yeah.
not on the
Yeah,
field.
fair enough. Fair enough. So there you go. It's a big loss for the Roosters because they're sneakily...
Are they in the 8 yet?
Oh.
I mean, they're still in the 8?
Just 7th.
Yeah.
7th. But the for and against is keeping them there because I'm just bringing up the ladder now.
This always happens to the Chooks every year during Origin period, but it doesn't happen just to them. You'd imagine Broncos might go on a little bit of a slump.
The market moved 3 for Teddy being out. Is that fair enough? So Roosters with him versus Roosters not with him. Obviously you can cover Manu, but can you cover Manu in the centres?
Well, no. We saw that.
3 points they had him worth. So the Melbourne Storm, they're going to leave round 13. Close enough. Like not every team's played 12 games. Roosters have played 13. So that's the other thing. Well, they've got a couple of buys, I suppose, coming up their sleeve, the Roosters. No buys yet for them. So there's 6 points they've got coming up.
Yeah. Where are the Cowboys in relation to buys? Have they not had one yet? Yeah, they haven't had a buy yet. Yeah, okay, they're the only 2 teams. Gotcha.
That's right.
Any teams had 2 buys?
Yes. Titans have had 2. West Tigers and Rabbitohs, second last and last, they've had 2.
Oh, isn't that bad?
Melbourne Storm, who lead the comp, have had 2.
Isn't that like having them in your arsenal just to pull them out?
The rest and the bankable 2 points.
It's the double treat.
It's the double treat, the double threat. So it is the Melbourne Storm and the Sharkies.
It's like a Buffalo Bill. That's what it's like.
Yep.
It's you get your ice cream and then you get the chewy.
So this is my argument,
Name
Brian.
me a better combo than that.
This is my argument, and it matters little, but it confuses the ladder in the middle of the round. The Sharkies have a better win percentage. Nice story, Hansel. Than the Melbourne Storm, but it's the Marcus Buys that have got the Melbourne Storm at the top of the ladder. Panthers just keep doing what the Panthers done. They're coming off a loss, and they're still sitting third.
That was a pretty bad loss, I thought.
Dolphins remain in the 4.
Yeah. Yep.
Broncos there. Raiders are in 6th position with Jamal hasn't played for about 5 weeks.
Jeez, he's impressive, that little Kyo Weeks. 4 games at halfback.
Yep.
Like he's on his way to being the most improved player.
The Doggies are knocking on the door for the top 8.
Oh, $4.25. Yes, thank you.
Parramatta are $20. What are you really gambling with coming into the week? They are 4 points out of the 8 as it stands, but chronically a miss when it comes to for and against.
Are they the epitome of a one-player team?
Maybe.
Like, can you think of any other? Because it was like chalk and cheese.
Yeah, well, the Knights have won without Kalen.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the way they played I know they were up for it because you get a little bit of confidence when arguably your best 2 players are back in, but Mitch Moses.
So who's...
Far out.
I'm not asking who the best player in the comp is because
who's the most important?
The Broncos can cover Reece Walsh, can't they? Which player...
Well, it looks to me like Mitchy Moses.
And the Panthers get on without Nathan.
Yeah.
Tommy Turbo.
Manly have sort of they gotten used to that.
Dragons won without Ben Hunt. Obviously, Penrith had a heap out.
Yeah. Don't know.
Sharks without Nico.
It was just the biggest contrast from one week to the next. Like everything. Everyone was running harder. The timing was better for the Eels.
Mate, his kicking game.
Yeah,
I've never noticed a kicking game so much. where every time he got the ball on the halfway line, he banged it within a metre of the goal line, and they just went bang.
He's very accurate.
And what he did, Brian, was because he was going down the short side so often for the kick.
Yep.
That means Ronaldo Militalo had to stay up on the line.
Yeah.
So it was always Will Kennedy back by himself.
Went down
I thought it was masterful.
Yeah.
And when they've beaten Penrith, they've done the same with Toto, where they've gone close enough to the sideline to keep Toto interested, banged it to Dylan Edwards. Sharkies were getting it to the halfway line equally, and they're putting it on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, when you think about that, or you think about Brad Arthur, like he had 6 weeks without Mitch Moses, and then he had the month without Gutho.
Yeah.
Do you think they should have maybe just waited until those two came back?
I'm not a fan of... If I was a club, I would just say to the fans, rightly or wrongly, if we sign a coach for his tenure, at least for the year. So if he signed a 3-year deal, I'd do the sacking in the off-season.
Right.
I don't see many benefits in sacking a coach.
Well, they just probably thought...
Because it lets the players off the hook. All the noise also lets the players off the hook. If you said, we're not going anywhere, boys.
But is it the fact that they probably thought it's round 13 or round 12, we got to pull the trigger here now if we're going to get any sort of response?
Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't have their best player.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. 1300 11170 is the way to have your say, or text 0457 736 736. Eels 34 defeat the Sharkies 22. The Sharkies need to snap out of it ASAP, so there's a bit of a mini slide for the Sharks. But, as I said, on percentages, they're probably leading the comp. The Dragons 22 overcome the Panthers 12. They led 10-0.
Wasn't it 10? 22-10?
22-10. They led 10-0. The Panthers, and then the Dragons flew home. Jesse McLean, what a try that was. Ready-made replacement, perhaps, for Sunya Taruva. This pipeline they've got, similar to the Melbourne Storm, they're just hiding there somewhere, and away they go. And, of course, the Raiders 26. What about the poor old unders backers there? KO Stadium had never gone over 49 points.
Sorry, can we just go back a little bit? Just want to backtrack. The Dragons and Panthers. So we saw in the media that Flano came out and gave a bit of a spray at halftime, and he says you only got 3 or 4 up your sleeve. Well, I got exclusive audio. This is Flano talking to the players. This is actually not at halftime, believe it or not.
How we get 33 points up and then we come in about 20 minutes later, 17 points down? I'll tell you what it is. It's mental! Weakness! They go one-handed. Chase wouldn't chase when it's your turn to chase. Shut our mouths! Mental weakness!
So, I mean, that's you got the message across, mental weakness.
He did.
Tell you what, that was actually at the under-13s Dragons development squad.
Oh, you know what, Brian? That wouldn't surprise me, because there are some loose unit coaches in the world. If you have a coach in A grade, kids sport, whatever it is, or your child is being coached by some kind of lunatic, let us know. Mate, the board will just let loose.
I don't know if you've seen that. That obviously wasn't Flano. But did you see he hammered the assistant coach?
No.
So in that, it goes for about 2 minutes.
This guy,
it's an AFL. Oh mate, you got to watch it. So Google AFL best halftime spray, and he walks around, a little fella, little sort of podgy fella, and he just hammers his assistant coach, and he goes, "And you're the assistant coach." Oh, it's one of the great sprays.
Oh, speaking about up there, Kazali, who's the former gun AFL player, Daisy Thomas? Daisy Thomas. So he's running around in park footy at the moment, and he's played on the weekend. He's put on a few. And he's just carved them up.
Is he?
He's just carved them up. Mate, he's carrying a few. He's running around, taking all these hangers, just putting them around. Oh, he carves them up.
What division is he in?
I don't know. It's division something, 6 or something. But it's wonderful, wonderful viewing. Pray for the unders backers, Brian, at KO Stadium. It's never, the Dolphins at KO Stadium has ever been over 48 points.
Really?
Never. And it's 48 points. And then Jordan Rapin has had the audacity to kick the first ever 2 field goals of his life.
And struck him. You were happy with his technique?
Yeah.
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
And did I read that he's off contract this year?
He's a gun, mate. Him and Papa Lee make the biggest difference to that team.
Yeah, but is he off contract? Brooks?
He's 34, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he could go around again. Players would die. Clubs would die for having him in their side. Surely they re-sign him.
He's a gun. He's an absolute gun. Yes, 1-300
What is that? Sorry,
1170.
Brooks. So he's off contract this year. How doesn't that get?
Oh, Wayne would pinch him for a year. You'd pinch him for a year for sure, wouldn't you?
I'm just trying to think.
Raiders will keep him.
Could he be? Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Like, if he went to Penrith, for example.
Yep. What's his number?
It depends where you go. If you're a club who wants a fixer-upper,
No, I've got to call him. What's his number? What is the open market number for him, though?
Well, if he plays fullback.
Yeah. Fullback money.
Fullback money.
Fullback money.
Maybe between 4 and 5.
Mate, go to the Tigers for a year with
You see, that's a problem.
with Luai and co.
You don't like that.
Oh, I'd like that.
So he's not a fixer-upper.
No, he's not a fixer-upper.
Okay.
He's fixing things up. And the Bulldogs, that seems like a long time ago now, Friday night, but they absolutely destroyed the Newcastle Knights 32-2.
Have you gone off your top 4 Knights bandwagon?
Yeah. Just quietly.
Isn't it?
Did I say top 4?
You did say top 4.
Oh, I did.
Poor old our man, and he's a keeper, Davey Armstrong. He had a tough night.
He had a tough night.
That's what rugby league can do.
Yep.
You're just swimming along beautifully, and then all of a sudden there's a Noah. Boom.
Yep.
There's a Noah right, and it just takes your leg off.
Correct. Call of the week, thanks to Wicked Group, your premier partner for authentic memorabilia and comprehensive fundraising solutions. The winner will win your choice of a Tommy Turbo, Jonathan Thurston or Jordan De Goey framed Wings memorabilia. Plenty more still to come here. It's the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.